There was a recent announcement made by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the agencies for conventional financing, and it's great news for people especially looking to buy multifamily homes and do this traditional house hack. They are now going to allow a minimum of 5% down on any home 2 to 4 units. This is down from 15% previously on duplexes and 20 or 25% down on 3 and 4 unit properties. So people who used to have to put, for a $500,000 home, used to have to put 80 to 100,000 down, are now able to put 5%, which would be more like 25,000 down. So that's a huge benefit to people looking to get into a home, especially multifamily. They also made an announcement that does make it a little bit stricter, and there's some more documentation requirements to use rental income when someone does not have a history of earning rental income. Specifically, they're requiring that if you're using a lease to show projected rental income on a property, the lease of the terms have to already be ongoing. So we either have to collect 2 months of rent or a copy of the security deposit check or proof that the security deposit has been put down, as well as the first month's rent check. Previously, they only required a signed lease agreement in place. And if we aren't able to document that the current terms of the lease are ongoing through that documentation of rent checks or security deposit checks, we'd have to get an appraiser's opinion of the market rent for the property. And oftentimes, appraisers are gonna come in far below what you might be able to get in reality for rent, especially if you're doing something more creative, like a room by room rental, or maybe you have the upstairs and the downstairs kind of operating as separate units. So this is a big change. It should be overcomable with proper planning for that next purchase. And that only applies, by the way, for people who do not have a year-long history of rent. People who have been renting for at least a year or can show that they've rented out a property for at least a year through their tax returns do not have to abide by this. We're just going off of the tax returns or we're going off of those lease agreements in place without the additional documentation. So some good news with multifamily properties, good news for real estate investors being able to put lower down payments down on anything multifamily, and then a little bit of a tightening of the guideline as it relates to rental income when you might be moving out of a property and into another one, or if you're just have just purchased an investment property in the most recent tax year and not been able to write taxes on it. If you have any additional questions on either of these, how to navigate them, how to plan around them, I'm always happy to help, and feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'm Mike Stone with Megastar Financial.